Hi guys, my name's Barry and welcome back to the channel. I want to talk about the location of Scream 7 in this video today because I think when you look at movies like Halloween, a lot of people like to see Halloween set in Haddonfield, and if it's set anywhere else then it's going to fail, i.e. Halloween H2O. So when you set a movie outside of its comfort zone, there's always risks and there's a risk element that you take. Now when you look at Scream 2, you look at Scream 3, and then you look at Scream 6, none of those movies took place in Woodsboro. So you've had 6 movies in the Scream franchise and only 3 of them actually took place in Woodsboro. And if you think to yourself, what are the better films in this franchise? Where do the better films take place? Personally, I think the better films take place overall in Woodsboro. That doesn't mean it's because it's set in Woodsboro they're automatically better films. That's not the case, but sometimes a location can play a part, not just in the quality of your film, but in the story itself. And that's what I want to talk about today. Where do you think Scream 7 should take place? Should it take place back in Woodsboro yet again for the 4th time? Or do you want to see it take place somewhere else? Do you want them to stay in New York? Do you want them to go to Hollywood for their trilogy, for their finale, just like they did with Scream 3? There's so many locations that you can take it, and I've seen online some locations that people are saying, maybe not just specific locations, but maybe weather related, like you could have Scream 7 set in a cabin in the woods with snow all around them. That would be good to play on the blood when you see people getting stabbed, etc. So there's so many elements you can choose for a Scream film because it does involve lots of blood, slashing, stabbing, etc. So many ideas, but today the location is the most important part for me. Where do you think and where do I think Scream 7 should take place? And I'm going to be a bore here and I'm going to say I think Scream 7 should take place in drumroll, Woodsboro. The reason for this is mainly because of Scream 3, to be honest. If you look back in Scream 3, that was the apparent epic finale to the original trilogy, and it took place in Hollywood, and it just felt like it was too Hollywood. I know we know the story behind the reasons for it, etc., but it still felt too out of place for a finale. I think if you're going to do a finale to Scream, and with the way that Radio Silence are doing their trilogy, it's almost like an origin story of Sam. Sam was brought up in Woodsboro. Her dad was Billy Loomis, who was brought up in Woodsboro, and the events of what Billy done took place in Woodsboro. So if you're going to do a finale to Sam's storyline, I think it needs to go back to its roots. It needs to go back to where it all started, where it all took place, and that is Woodsboro. If you're going to do an epic finale and you're going to be surrounded by unfamiliar scenarios and places, it takes you out of that zone. It takes you out of the comfort zone. I know that you don't want to feel comfortable in a horror movie, but you want to feel comfortable in the storyline that they're giving us, and I think that bringing it back to Woodsboro for a finale, it might not even be the finale, they might do more movies, but let's assume that it is the end of a trilogy, then I think it should take place in Woodsboro. I want to see that school again. I want to see Casey Becker's house. I want to see Sydney's house. I want to see Stu's house. I just want to see things that take me back to not just the original film, but the first movie in this trilogy. The first movie in this trilogy took place in Woodsboro. The first movie had Stu's house. The first movie had Woodsboro High. So you're not just going back to the original movie for all those nostalgic freaks out there. You're going back to the first movie in this trilogy. In terms of the storyline, what the reasons would be for going back to Woodsboro, you could do a number of things. You could do like family members, etc. You know that you've got Sam and Tara, whose mother probably still lives in Woodsboro in Tara's house that we saw at the beginning of the film. I don't know where Tara's dad is. Maybe Tara's dad still lives in Woodsboro. Maybe he lives somewhere else. If he is living somewhere else, maybe that's where they would set the new movie. I'm not saying that they will set it in Woodsboro. I'm just saying that they should set it in Woodsboro, and for the reasons being is I just want to see that originality factor. I feel like the better movies are set in Woodsboro, therefore the finale to me should take place in Woodsboro. So what are your thoughts, guys? Do you think it should be set in Woodsboro like myself? If the reasons are different, then obviously let me know. If you don't think it should be set in Woodsboro, where do you think they should set it? Should it stay in New York? Should they go somewhere else? Do you want to see more elements getting taken into place, like rain, snow, anything like that? Even a summer paradise? I did read online, and I do love this location. I would like to see, I don't think I probably would, but it's a good idea to set a Scream movie in a place like I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, in the storm season in the Bahamas, stuck on an island. That would be great as well. So many ideas you can choose from. Obviously they wouldn't go down that path because it sounds like it would be too silly, but they're fun ideas anyway. But leave your ideas down below, guys. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.
I'll be right back.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Ever played Skin the Cat?
Someone's in the back seat! Tell me where you are, John!
Wolfman's got Nards.